Hello everyone, my name is Nick, and today I'll show you how to set up a functioning server in NodeJS and using Express. So before we start this tutorial, you of course need to download NodeJS from this website, NodeJS download, and once you have it installed and everything is running, then you can commence to the next part of this video. Alright, so let's get started. Firstly, let's set up our project. So this will be a new folder called Project 2 or Project 1. Alright, so we're in it, and now what we need to do is we need to open the command line inside this project. So I just press here and I type cmd. This opens up this window. Now we are here, the path is correct. And what we can type in is npm install save Express. So this will install the package called ExpressJS, which simply makes writing Node.js very easy. And why I type save here, it's just so that we know what version of Express we're using. So it will download real quickly. There we go. You can see that package lock is downloaded. This is the information about, yeah, I should open this in Visual Studio. Generally, this is the information about the versions of various packages that you use, and this is the node modules that will help you sort of use Express to your heart's content. So now that we have done this, let's just close that really quickly. Okay, so now let's open this folder in Sublime Text or any other IDE. Some people use Visual Studio Code, I prefer Sublime. So open folder, Project 1, and there we go, there we are. So we're going to create a new file and we'll call it server.js. There we go. And now let's get started. So what you need to define first, you need to include the node modules inside of that file into our server. So how we do this is pretty simple. We just define a constant. Require Express. And just like that, we can use Express under the codename Express. Now, let's set up a port value. And by default, I always set it to 3000. Basically, port is the address that your server will be running on. Okay, next thing is to set up an app. Express. So that's how we initiate the server, and that's what we'll be using to address the server requirements. Now let's start with maybe telling the user that the server is started. So what we do here is we type in the listen command, which allows simply to list the server is listening on port 3000. So we can just, using this command, we can just tell the user that the server is started. So app.listen, because we're using it on the app here that we have defined before. App listen, listen on port. Now inside a function, we'll just log a response into the console. So console log and server. Actually, let's use a different string. Server started on port, and here we can use this. So thanks to these different signs over here, we can use variables inside of that string directly, which looks neat. Alright, so now that we have this, the server will probably start already. All we need to do to check that if this is working, we need simply to write node server.js. And there we go, it is started on port 3000. But if we actually go here we need to go to localhost. So you can see that the server cannot get slash. And simply it means also that the server is running, but it simply doesn't know what to respond with if you're on the basic sort of address here, which is always slash, because slash nothing in that sense. So let's just allow the server, let's see if the server can send anything to the slash if we define it. So app get slash function. And by the way, if you're new to JavaScript or you have seen some former code before we are always writing like function like this, but this is the new way to do it and it looks very neat. So I do it always this newer way. So yeah, inside of this function we need to pass two arguments, rec and res. So request and response basically. So what the function will do, always in sort of, well, here we don't do this, but here we are going to use either response or request, as the server can either request a value or something or respond with something. So here, as response, we'll send a normal string inside. So it's working. Okay, like that. Let's see if the server sends over this string on the slash value. And what we need to do is we need to restart the server for it to work. The server is started again. Let's refresh and here we go, it's working. So this is basically it. If you wanted to send over some websites that you have already kind of written, it's also quite easy. You just type in send res file. So why not, let's just do it quickly. New file, just to show you that it can actually be done. So let's save it as main HTML. So now if you have some websites, I don't know, created in HTML and you want them to be connected to this server, so that the server sends them instead of a normal string when it gets a slash. So that's what you need to do. Firstly, let's define another testing address. So instead of just an empty slash, we're going to do this app get, and let's say test, rec res as always, and here we'll be typing res send file, and let's just leave it for a while. Let's define this HTML. So I believe that I don't have autofill enabled here, so just give me a second. Alright, so we have this basic server here, a basic web page here. So we can type anything we want here. Let's do the header 1, and this is the test web page, and let's see if it works. So send file, and now we need to type in the address of this. So it's going to be simply slash main.html, and of course before that we need to type their name plus. In this way we simply show the absolute path to this web page, so that the server knows where it actually is. So that should be working fine. I think, yeah, everything is done. So let's refresh the server. There you go. And it's working still. Let's type in here, test. So yeah, as you can see, this is the test web page, so everything works beautifully. So this would be it for today's video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.